If you're looking for a show with heavy foods and sugary desserts, keep looking. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. It's time to get ready for the holiday season. And to help you, today I'm giving you some healthy recipes that you can use now or anytime today on SoFlo Taste. And that part about changing the channel, I was just kidding. How fun is that? Good morning, taste buds, and welcome to SoFlo Taste here in the Goya kitchen at JA World in Coconut Creek. The holidays are coming. We're weeks away from Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and New Year's. But for some of us, that all-star lineup of holidays, and more importantly, that all-star lineup of holiday food, can add pounds and make it an unhealthier holiday season. So it's Chef Michelle Bernstein to the rescue. Today I thought it would be fun and fruitful for me to give you some healthy recipes that are a good way to start off the holiday season or anytime. You need some healthing up. So let's get cooking. This is a doozy. I haven't made this in forever and I love it. It is a Faro risotto. Rather than a risotto using arborio or carnaroli rice, that white rice that I've been told to stay away from, I'm using this beautiful, very green grain of Faro. It's an ancient grain and it is delicious. So let's just get to the cooking part of the Faro. So I'm actually going to start out with ghee rather than butter and oil. Ghee is a clarified butter where almost all of the milk solids are actually removed, so it's really clean. It's just a healthier and very delicious option. So let's go ahead and add the Faro into the ghee. And just so you know, right here I've got a little bit of low sodium chicken stock going, just heating up a little bit. Now if you want it to be vegetarian or vegan, of course you can use vegetable broth or stock. Alright, so just like rice, I actually like to toast my Faro in oil. So just like I make risotto, we're cooking in the same style. I'm also going to go ahead and add a little bit of minced shallot. If you'd rather use onion, you can. And a little bit of minced garlic. While that keeps on toasting, I'm going to go ahead and instead of cooking mushrooms in a separate saute pan, I'm going to go ahead and roast the mushrooms real quickly. So here I have some creminis. You can use any mushroom you like. I love cremini because it takes a little longer to break down a cremini mushroom. I think it really pairs well with the Faro. I'm going to salt that, a little bit of black pepper. Give it a quick little toss. And then I'm going on parchment paper just so that I don't get all messy. And we're going to go right into the oven and roast these up a little bit. So the onions are starting to get soft. The Faro is definitely getting toasty. So I'm going to go ahead and add some nice dry white wine. And once the wine completely evaporates, as it's done already, we're going to go ahead and start adding this warm chicken stock to the Faro. And I'm just going to cover it about an inch of the way above the Faro. I mean, you can also just pour it all in. It's really up to you. Faro cooks interestingly. It's different than rice. It cooks kind of like pasta would. But I personally think that if you add little by little, the liquid in little by little, it actually makes it just a little creamier. Maybe it's in my mind, but this is what I've always done, and I like it this way. All right, we're going to let that go. That's going to take a little bit to cook, but I really wanted to jump on something. I'm going to actually make you a beautiful crab gorgeous salad next, but I'm going to make the vinaigrette real quickly with you so that when we come back, we can jump right into that gorgeous salad. So for me, a lemon vinaigrette is really just that. So it's lemon, and it's you can go, if you like things really highly acidic, you can go 3-to-1, oil to lemon. And if you like them a little more gentle, you can go 4-to-1. So I'm actually going to use one of my favorite extra virgin olive oils. I use a little bit of salt, some black pepper. I'm not even going to throw any shallot or anything into this because I just think it's so yummy as it is. when you have something as pure and delicious as lemon juice, freshly squeezed, and really great extra virgin olive oil, I don't think you need anything else. I'm not adding herbs either because we're going to actually add herbs to the salad later. Great. And I even have a little extra for me to take home. All right, so come right back. We're going to go ahead and build this beautiful salad. We're going to see how our Faro is doing, and we're going to make all kinds of beautiful things together. So, see you in a minute.
Chef Michelle has more from the Goya kitchen at JA World. SoFlo Taste is back in 2.
Just a reminder to order your fresh Thanksgiving turkey and your sides from Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Call 954-983-6831. That's 954-983-6831 soon to place an order with the good folks at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Now back to the food. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste in the Goya kitchen. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein, and I'm making some healthy dishes for you today. So we're moving on to a beautiful crab salad. We're actually going to kind of plate everything really beautifully, and let's just go for it, shall we? So this is some lump crab meat that I picked up at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Those beautiful people over at Delaware Chicken Farm have absolutely everything, and they gave me this gorgeous lump crab meat today. And so I suggest you give them a call if you need to order anything ahead of time. They're just wonderful, and they're doing curbside pickup. So give them a little shout out. They're at DelawareChicken.com and tell them I sent you. All right, so few things. So I've got lump crab meat. I've got the inside of the romaine. But the first thing I wanted to do was use a little bit of lebni. Lebni is Greek yogurt. It's so yummy. It makes me crazy. I'm in love with it. So I'm just gonna whip it up a little bit with a spoon just to make it a little fluffier, and add a little bit of the lemon vinaigrette to it. I'm also gonna add a little bit of the lemon vinaigrette to the crab itself, and then keep kind of whipping it a little bit just to give it a little bit of air, because we're gonna sit this gorgeous salad on the lebni. If you don't like yogurt, then just omit this part of the recipe, but everything that sits on this it's just gonna be delicious. So let's spread this out nice and evenly. And it's always good to have some good fats in your life, and this Greek yogurt has a really good fat content to it, but it's healthy fats. Let's place some lettuce leaves on and around it, like so. It's always nice to make everything look pretty and fresh. Okay, I've got some beautiful little heirloom tomatoes that I'll place around. And then of course I have some of this yummy crab that, like I said, has a little bit of that lemon vinaigrette on it. And so we're just gonna scoop it on and around the lettuce and in the yogurt. Yum. Next, we're gonna take our beautiful radishes, and let's take a couple off the stem. Now I cook the radish tops. I don't know if you all cooked radish tops, but they're absolutely delicious. You know what? Let's throw some into our Faro later. And this has been washed, so I'm just actually gonna separate those, and we're going to use them. I love using as much of the vegetables as we can, so we're going to use those in the Faro later. So this is a Japanese mandolin. It's called a benreiner. So I want them nice and thin. So I'm just slicing the radishes using this. Now, of course, I can use a knife. I just love how thin and perfect you can make everything with this thing. So we're going to take these gorgeous radishes and just kind of place them around our salad, like so. I didn't want to complicate this too much. It's just this is a very chefy type of a salad. So then for herbs, we have all these beautiful herbs that go really well with seafood. We have tarragon, dill, and Italian parsley. So you can either keep it whole or you can chop it. It's really up to you. You can just kind of place it around your gorgeous mixture, like so. The tarragon leaves are so good. Oh my God. This makes the difference in the world. See, if you use fresh, yummy herbs, it just makes everything pop. Okay, finally, this is a little chefy touch. I'm sorry I had to do it. I made some pickled shallots earlier. It's a quick pickle. It's just a little bit of vinegar, sugar, and salt. You throw in the onions or shallots, and it's done within about 5 minutes. There we go. And of course, you can just put some raw ones in there if you'd rather. And then lastly, we're just going to take a little bit of our lemon vinaigrette and pour it over the top. And look how fun. You can have so much fun with all these beautiful flavors. You can turn it into your own. You don't have to use the yogurt. You can use a little bit of sour cream or nothing at all. You can use the crab, or you can use this, just make it vegan, but so yummy. So listen, come right back. But before you go, all of my recipes are always available on our SoFlo Shows webpage. Take a shot of this QR code with your phone and you'll be whisked directly to the SoFlo Shows page. It's an easy way for taste buds to stay in touch. Now come right back. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. As we always are, we're here at the wonderful JA World in Coconut Creek, a great place dedicated to our kids. For more information, go to jasouthflorida.org or call 954-979-7100. Now back to the food. The next dish I wanted to make, I've been making a lot for myself lately. I've been trying to eat more fish. I've been broiling fish, something I never thought I'd do. And I looked to one of my favorite chefs, Nobu Matsuhisa, for his recipe of miso cod, which was really popular about 15, 20 years ago and still is today. I've changed the miso over the years, and I've changed what I put the miso on throughout the years. And so I thought I'd give you my rendition. So in this bowl, I have some white miso, which is fermented soybean, which you can get at any good Asian market, pretty much any market at this point. I'm gonna add a little bit of sake. Now, I always have sake around because I love drinking sake. I mean, not that much, but I do like my sake. And so if you don't have any sake, mirin and a little bit of rice wine vinegar will do just fine. And I'm just gonna kind of stir that together. A little bit of honey to balance all that out. This bear is strong. There we go. Because that miso, as you know, is really briny. All right. So combine that together. And then finally, I love the flavor of sesame, so I add a little bit of sesame oil into mine. Okay. So let's go ahead and make something delicious out of this. So I've got some gorgeous salmon, thanks to, again, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. And I have some Japanese eggplant, which, by the way, is very easy. You just split it down the middle. And I like to score it to really give it flavor in the little slices of the scores. So you basically just take a paring knife and cut diagonal lines into it and then cross hatch it. And then all you have to do is take a little brush like this one, a basting brush, and coat it with the miso, like so. To be honest, the best thing to do would be to marinate the salmon in the miso overnight. That is the way to get the absolute best flavor from this. And that is the way I would normally do it. Now, because we don't have that much time together, I'm just gonna go ahead and brush very generous amounts of the miso glaze onto the salmon, and we're just going to broil it like this. But if you can, you want to throw this into a plastic bag with a closure and just marinate the heck out of it for 24 hours. Oh, it'll be so good. All right, so because we're not doing that and we're here quickly, I have the toaster oven set on broil. We're going to go ahead and broil the salmon, and because the eggplant takes a little longer, I'm going to go ahead and roast the eggplant. The eggplant takes about 30 minutes, 25 to 30, and the salmon's really quick. So let's move over here and quickly finish up the Faro. The juice is just barely there on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. Remember those mushrooms that we threw into the oven? Well, here they are. They've dried out and they have a beautiful flavor to them. So I'm going to put them in the Faro. I also, remember I took those radishes, the tops right off. I'm going to go ahead and put that right in. Doesn't matter if you don't have them. Obviously, I threw that in because I thought it would be fun and interesting and very flavorful. Some frozen peas. I love frozen peas. Some lemon zest. And then finely chopped rosemary, roughly chopped parsley, and tarragon. Do you notice a theme here? Do you notice that with this healthy cooking, I've been adding a lot of herbs? That freshness really helps the cleaner foods really come out and give it personality and character. So the last thing I'm going to add to this, well actually there's two more things. One would be some really good oil. Instead of using butter, I'm going to finish this with some really good quality extra virgin oil, pinch of salt, some black pepper, and then I'm sorry, but I can't have risotto without Parmesan. So I'm going to go ahead and grate some Parmesan on this. If you all are not eating cheese at the moment, it'll be delicious without it. So let's go ahead and mix everything together. And look how beautifully colorful this is. Everything is just warming through, and thanks to the oil and the cheese, this has become beautifully creamy. So I'm very excited. This is going to be a beautiful meal. Our salmon is broiling. Our eggplants are roasting. I don't know, all I can think of is something sweet next. So maybe some surprises. Come right back. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste and our healthy-ish show. This has been so yummy. It's so exciting for me because I've really turned a page and I've tried to really slim down and work on, more than anything, not the outside but the inside, and try to be healthier. And so I've really learned a lot through this process, and I'm finding that I'm craving more of this healthy food. So I'm so happy to bring it to you all today. So our Faro I think it just came out beautifully. It's so tasty and rich and delicious. The salmon is delicious. And check out the eggplant. So beautifully tender and juicy and filled with gorgeous flavor. So the last quick thing I wanted to make is just a very quick, simple dessert for those people, those of us that really need just that one bite of something a little bit sweet. So I took some dates and I pureed them up with oat milk. You can use regular milk or whatever milk you might have, or no milk at all. Anyway, that's what this is, and it kind of came out like the texture of pudding. It's really delicious, and that's really the only two ingredients that is. This is a little more of that Greek yogurt that we used earlier, and I'm just going to add some vanilla paste to that. But that would basically be the same as buying vanilla yogurt, I just realized. But you can just buy sugar-free vanilla yogurt. But this is Lebni, which I really love. So I also have some granola that I actually made for my family yesterday. I've made granola on this show before, and I make really good granola. So look it up on the SoFloTaste.com webpage. It's really yummy. So let's go ahead and make like a little, I don't know, I guess like a trifle with this. So I'm going to add some of the lebne on the bottom, a couple pieces of banana on top of that. This delicious, I'm going to call it date pudding, puree of dates with milk on top of that, a couple of more bananas on top of that. And what's great is the yogurt really balances out the sweetness of the dates and the banana. And then finally, a few more pieces of banana and my yummy granola right on the top. And there you have it. Who would think that this is trifle? And who would think that this was a healthy trifle? Nobody. Just delicious. Well, thanks, Taste Buds, for watching today. I love spending our mornings together. I hope I've given you some new recipes to add to your recipe file of healthy fare. They're just the kind of dishes you need to get in shape for holiday eating. And speaking of holiday eating, next week I'll be getting you ready for the biggest day on the culinary calendar, Thanksgiving. I'll show you how to invite the kids into your holiday prep and even give you a vegan holiday recipe. So join me for my first of 2 episodes all about Thanksgiving on the next SoFlo Taste. Now let's check in with our friend Hunter Frankie. Hunter, what can we look forward to tomorrow on SoFlo Health?
Hey Michelle, on SoFlo Health, we've got a real treat for you, which is a new smoothie spot in town that you can visit. Plus, we go over some do's and don'ts in the gym to make sure that you're properly training and not hurting yourself. We also talk about how the seasons changing affects your health. And finally, we visit a licensed dietitian and functional nutritionist to learn about insulin resistance. What is it and how do you deal with it? Spoiler alert, it's what you eat. Don't worry, she cooks up a healthy solution for you. It's all tomorrow right here on SoFlo Health at 12:30 on the one and only Local 10.
Healthy eating, my dear. Look at me telling him to eat healthy. And don't forget, SoFlo Home Project and Elena Capra also tomorrow afternoon at 5:30. So my taste buds, please be smart, be safe, and be vaccinated. I'll see you here next week. Goodbye, and good taste. To your health.